Welcome everyone. This is the first game of the Group D stage for the Chinese All-Star Tournament. After this Group D stage, there will be the playoffs and there will be the finals for this All-Stars Tournament. In this particular group, there's a very famous player I want to show to you guys. This player, after doing some research, he is currently, right now, today, during the cast, he is currently world top 3 in the world. He's currently ranked number 3 in the world. He was world number 1 on the 6th of April. So that's a really skillful player. Let's see how he plays in this tournament. Let's see how he fares in the upcoming matches as well. So his Chinese name is Chess Fan. So he's a big fan of chess. He named himself Chess Fan. That's one player I want to look into, and we want to also look into other players as well. We'll go by the players if they have an English name, if they have a picture that stands out, or if they have a particular build that stands out. Let's get into the game. Let's see how we go. So over here we have 2 clockwork. Most people do pick goblins early, and those that do not pick goblins actually have a particular mindset of a build. We can see FTW going for Tiny and Juggernaut. That's likely he's going to win to Warriors. Currently the strongest meta builds are Warriors, which goes into Elite Warriors, can curve into Hunters, can curve into Beast, can curve into Warlocks, followed by the Knights, can curve into Dragons and Chores. After that, that's the good old Assassins, Mages, Elves, Hunters, and Goblins. I know I did name a few. I did say Warriors started off. And there's no particular reason why I put Warrior first. It's not because they're the strongest, it's because we saw Warriors at the very start. A few lineups I want to introduce to you guys is the frequency that people run Knights. People do run Knight quite frequently, and the frequency people run Assassins. We also want to keep in mind that if people actually play Hunters, people play Elves, or people play Goblins, those are the particular set of builds that not many people go for. You enjoy the whole pool to yourself. What we want to start to look at is we saw a lot of Goblins. This means a lot of players want to take the early game advantage over here. We also want to focus on what items this player is guiding. Right now he has 4 items, which is definitely a top row in my experience. Sometimes you get no items, sometimes you get a lot of items. I really hope the developers can add a little less RNG to the item drops, to be honest. But that's just my little salty complaining, right? Sometimes I do enjoy the top row of items. Now looking over here, this player, which let's call him the Knife King. That's the translation for his Chinese name. Currently, Knife King has 2 stock shields. Keep in mind, stock shields does not stack. So having 2 stock shields is wasteful on our unit. Because of that, you want to separate the stock shields of different units. Similarly, stock shield does not stack with Vanguard. Items do not stack with the items that they upgrade into. But I think there's a difference there because Robot Major do stack with Kaya after checking that yesterday. Okay, our friend Knife King did use both of his stock shield. He kept the rest of his items. Usually I like use of my items early, but I think he kind of accepted his loss in early as well with those 3 1-cost units. He did face into Tiny with the Witch Doctor, which is quite strong. We had some technical issues with the part of the replay. Each time we try to load that part of the early game replay, it restarted the whole playlist. So we're going to start with round 7 and 8 right now. Looking over here, we have 2 players that's currently 100% HP. One player is a world top 3 player. He's the Chess Fan, that's his name. And the other player is the Little Ducky. That's his Chinese translation name. And they are the players with 100% win streak. Let's see how they spend. And we can see a clear difference over here. At level 8, they spend to levels. At round 8, they spend to level 6. This is off-curve spending. On-curve spending will be level 9, level 13. By spending off-curve, that means you really want to protect the win streak. Most other players, all the other players, are actually level 5. It's likely we're going to see a lot of players going to level 9 after. Sorry, a lot of players are going to level 6 at round 9. There hasn't been any change in terms of leaderboard, in terms of the top 2 players. We really want to keep in mind if they are players that stay on top for a majority of the period because they will become a dominating force. We have seen one of the particular games during the tournament when one player actually had a 100% win streak against every other player. So he won the game with 100% health. We hopefully don't want to see that because that means most players have no chance against the first player and it becomes a game of Russian roulette. Each time they face the top player, they get taking out massive health. Now, Round 9, how many players are going to level 6? 1 player, 2 player, 3 player, 4 player, 5 player. This player might even go as well. He went as well. Perfect. So this is a high indicator. Most players get the last bit of power spike because they want to go to level 6 at round 9. Not because anything with economy, just so to match the power spikes, they do that. But we have seen players don't do that quite often when they're forcing a losing streak, or they're actually looking for potential units at 1 cost and 2 costs, because they are level 5, give you the highest rates for those units. We can say assassin players. Assassins are everywhere, guys. They haven't stopped them. And yeah, this is assassin player. This is assassin player right now have all the weaker assassins, which are only 1-star assassin. They will really come into power after round 17. So a crucial highlight is to adjust your positioning for assassins at round 17 or even further before that. Why is that? It's because once the assassin take out your backline, your front line won't do much damage to them, and it's likely you lose additional health compared to other builds that you lose to. Because usually you trade with other builds by taking out their tank, they take out your tank, and your squishies versus squishies. Assassins the reverse. That's why assassins are so dominating in the mid game, and they punish players so much. That's why I made a particular guide for you guys. I'll attach down in the link below. It's a positioning against assassin guide. I recommend looking into that guide because that considers versing players that are no assassins and versing assassin players as well. This is very interesting. Notice how he took out the undead and he put down the Queen of Pain and Conquer for the golems. Let's see if he keeps doing this. And for this player, this is the little ducky, by the way. The little ducky did lose last round, so now he lost his winning streak. The player that's having the winning streak is world number 3 player, the chess fan. Let's see if the casters come back to him. Let's see if he's going to put back the undead. Undead is quite popular, but he only has the 1-star draw and 1-star Abaddon. You can see AMS with 4 knights and 2 goblins. Everything is 1-star over here. He has great potential on his bench to fuse a lot of pairs into 2 stars, but right now his experience, what I experience in most games, is you have multiple pairs and nothing matches. That's going to be very scary for him in a few rounds time, because economy wise and gold wise he's going to be punished without the win streak gold, without the win bonus gold, and without any health. We have a top roller, Fred Bear. So this particular courier, and the name of the name of the player is actually Bear Farmhouse. Fred Bear just found the Troll Warlord at round 10 or round 11. Although he's losing here, guys, I think he is going to be someone I want to look out for. That's a top row for the Troll, and he is already into the Knights. So he's perfectly established for the top rolling into Troll Knights. Something you want to look out for. Our friend Little Ducky. This is, sorry, this is not Little Ducky. This is Mr. Small. This is so many names I want to show. This is Mr. Small over there, we just saw, with Elf player. He is currently on 5th position. He is going for elves. Let's keep that in mind. Right now, this is Mr. Small. He is going for hunters and elves with a lone druid top row. That's why I want to highlight him, because the player on his side is the bear who top row the troll. The player next to him is Mr. Small who top row the lone druid. This game is about top rolling, I feel. And our win streak leader did lose. Knowing that he lost, there isn't any advantage with any of the players right now. We can see that most of the players actually decide to save quite heavily on this particular group stage. In the group C stage with 8 different players, we have the world top 10 player over there. They actually spend aggressively because he was always spending aggressively. Over here, most players are actually matching what I see in my Southeast Asia games and NA games, is that players are actually saving quite a bit. We can see round 12 with 32 saving, 31 saving, and other players are still having savings over 10 or 20. What that means is there's likely going to be a low period where players are not going to lose too much, where players are not going to spend too much. So it's like an unspoken agreement that if we all save, we all save up. Why is that? I have tested not saving and going against the flow, and when I did that, it actually was terrible, because if I top road, yeah, it's nice, but I still have to climb back with economy. If I low road, I get severely punished by players. 3 turns later, they come back with massive army of top rolling, of massive rolling units, of a legendary or 2 at level 8, and just steamrolls me. Because of that, you really want to match with other players in terms of spending or in terms of saving, at least with the majority of players. We can see this is a Mars God Mage, by the way, and he's protecting his Razor in the middle. This is incredibly nice and really fun build. If you guys haven't seen some of the YouTube replays we tried, and we did just got to Queen with our 4th account again with this particular build as well, with the Knights as well. So 2 games, really nice. I'll show you guys very soon in uploads. So our friend Bear Farmhouse, who top rolled the troll, did lose the elf next to him. So next to him is Mr. Small. He lost the elf because 3-star Dream Protector. And you can see right now the players actually chatting. I'll translate it. It's like, WTF, what is that tree or what is that laundry? And other guys like, Mr. Small is going places. He is going to like, he's not coming back. He's like flying to the, like flying off. And Mr. Small is like, I'm out of gold, guys. It's okay. So I translate a bit. So this is a 3-star Dream Protector this early into the game. And that's a little too much for most players to see. Our friend Arms here is only having one star unit, and he's seeing like 3-star trees stomping over people. And that's not your weak tree, by the way. That's a 3-cost 3-star tree, not your 2-cost 3-star tree. And because of that, Mr. Small is currently here with 20 gold, level 6. Likely he's going to save up to 50, or likely he's going to go up to level 7 at round 17. Then he's going to save up. And he has so much potential, so much dominance, because elves with a high roll, he's not going to look back, guys. Now, the player that high rolled the troll warlord is Mr. Bear, and Mr. Bear is currently on the 7th position. 3 players we want to keep in mind now is the top roller Mr. Small, Mr. Bear. Mr. Small's here, Mr. Bear is on 7th, and lastly, our chess fan, well, number 3 player is right now 2nd position in the game. The unspoken agreement of not spending too much and saving up is actually working really well for the majority of the players. We can see a lot of them are hitting close to 50 gold. The second highlight is because of that, the player who is currently on the receiving end of a lot of damage is still not rolling his units. What I'm a little concerned about him is that he's going to match his power spikes with other players. And if he happens to find Mr. Small or Mr. Bear a few times, the top rolling troll or the top rolling elves will take him away, which is such a low health pool. And the wolves will actually take him. Oh gosh, this is so hard for him. So, what we want to see is how players adjust after round 17, how players spend at round 17. Round 17 became the new round 21 if you guys are interested. We can see Arms lost to the wolves with 4 of the wolves. This is incredibly scary for him. Not only he lost a ton of HP, he lost 4 times of rolling for items. And because of that, that weakens him even further. That's why most players have stopped going for losing streak and stopped going for the open fort strategy. Arms did go for semi-open fort, and now he needs to top roll the troll warlord. But knowing that Mr. Bear already top rolled one of the troll warlord, it becomes increasingly harder for him. I am a little surprised he's not spending right now. This is because he is likely to lose 10 plus gold, or 10 plus health on this particular round. Now he found a Chaos Knight. That's something going for him. This is his first 2-star, knowing that Mr. Small already found his 3-star tree. He did not have time to readjust his positioning as well. Looking over here, he found, what did he found? He found an elemental player actually. Elemental elf. Sorry, he found the elemental assassin. The elemental assassin is something I said to be fearful, because zero take your backline and your frontline can't do enough damage. He's going to lose massively. He lost 12 health, he's on 18%, and because of that, he's going to be a big trouble. Mr. Bear here is the player on the bottom that we should look out for, simply because for his strength of the top rolling for the troll with a knight composition. Mr. Small is still currently on the 3rd position with a top rolling of 2 Lone Druid and a 3-star Train Protector. We also want to pay attention to the leader and the 2nd position player because they have been staying on top for quite a while. But there is a much difference between 93% and 79%. And because of this, the economy of the top player is so much higher than the 2nd player. Arms is going all in now. You can see he is actually putting additional Baron. That's the little interesting one. Personally, I might put down the Witch Doctor for the control or the Abaddon for the tanky. He prefers the additional Battle Rider, which is very interesting, knowing that Battle Rider is a 1-cost unit as well. He's rolling as well. He's going deep, and he needs to stop the bleeding. He did win this round, but that does not mean he can defeat Mr. Bear or Mr. Small with the Trolls and the Elves. So our friend Spree says, I think the leader has lost it. That's right, my friend. We see here the leader has lost his current win streak. And because of that, Tiny's playing basketball while we're talking about it. Because of that, it does even up the matchup a little bit for the rest of the players. Winning here is good for arms because on 18%, every bit of health matters. The observers focus on arms as well because we are rooting for the guy who is actually having trouble with his lineup. And I won't be surprised if arms goes to level 8 here. No, he didn't go to level 8. He stayed on 20 gold. Very brave of him. So, the second player, who was the chess fan, went to the 3rd position, while Mr. Small went to the 2nd position. Mr. Small, top rolling the elves. He is still rolling, by the way. He did not stay on 50 gold. He went down to levels. He went down to 28 gold by going to level 7 and rolling there. So the economy leader is still a top leader. And looking over here, oh, very interesting. Round 18 of our top roller for the troll player, Mr. Bear, went to level 8. He doesn't have much economy, but it's likely he's going to lock and roll on level 8. He's going to build up economy with his massive troll army and knights. We want to have a look how he fares. Oh, FTW did lose to the elves massively. And this is when the elves really spikes up as well. If you remember the days when the humans were dominated by the elves, guys. As a reference of Attack of the Titans. I don't think I did it that well. So I remember the days when the elves are everywhere. Part of the same tournament still? Yes, this is a part of the same tournament. This is a Group D stage. The other group we watched was actually a Group C. This is Group D. In this group, there's a player to be watched out for. Is the 3rd player over here named Chess Fan. He is currently today the 3rd player in the world as the Queen player. He was #1 player on the 6th of April. Ooh, there's Mr. Bear with his troll army, and he is facing our elf player. This is the Knife King that we spoke earlier, the Knife King player with his Chinese translation. No player is in match with the troll. Right now the troll just hit the optimum potential, and you just saw how strong the troll was. And that is why he went to level 8 as well. Something did happen over here. I think the player here disconnected, he reconnected. Maybe there was a little interface change. So yeah, he's back now, so everything's okay. This is Arms. Arms saved up so much gold, he actually leveled up heavily and rolled heavily. Sorry, he didn't level up heavily, he rolled heavily over here. Now, finding the Necro, I think it's likely he's going to level up to level 8 soon. So let's keep our mind on Arms, but I think he's still very much in trouble. Mr. Bear was on the bottom 3 position. He's down to the top 4 position now, because he topped the troll on round 11. In comparison, the stronger player is always Mr. Small over here on the 2nd position. By top running the Longdred Elder Elves is so much stronger than the Troll Warlord in this stage of the game. Because he enabled the 3-star Longdred, he enabled the 3-star Train Protector, and even other elves to go to 3-star. Other druids to go to 3-star. Round 20. What we want to witness, and what we want to bear in mind is round 21 is a big power spike round. I won't be surprised if all the players go to level 8 here. I won't be surprised if all the gold shrinks because of particular spikes. Let's have a look. So, 8. Is he going for level 8 as well? Yes, he's going for level 8. Perfect. And those few players, this Arms does not have gold to go to level 8. Those 2 players that unwillingly not going to level 8. What happens on this round and why do people level up here is because this is the last round before a lot of showdown matches. So usually a few players would die before they reach round 25, simply because the fast pace of the Chinese meta, and also most players do value health over a bit of the gold at this stage. It used to be round 25 or 26 when players does this, now it has fast forwarded to round 21. And ooh, our player Lilith lost to the Trolls. Oh, sorry, our player Lilith lost to the Knights, and The player, let me have a look for you guys. So, what happened was our players were chatting and they're like, oh my gosh, what is this kind of top row? And then we can see what kind of top row is this. The players, I'm a little ducky, did find the top row for goblins at level 8. He found the goblins and people are like, whoa, what is that? How did he top row techies? So right now he is having a techies, and does he have the 6? Yeah, he has the 6 goblins, and this is incredible. He has so much health, and this is gonna settle him in very nicely into the game. Yeah, all the players saw him with the techies because they were looking around as well. That's incredible, right? Techies at level 8. The questions from one of our friends, Daddy Swiss asks, is Assassins plus Dragons good? In my personal experience, they're quite strong if you get a 2-star DK and a 2-star Viper quite early, and they are also incredibly good because most people tend to ball up against Assassins and DK can splash on them. The downside is you miss a few crucial tanks. 3-star Treant Protector in the front line for that particular lineup. That means you might have to go to level 9 as well. That's only downside, but once you're solid at level 9, level 10, it's incredibly strong. What we're looking at is our friend Knife King did get eliminated at round 22 stage, by the way. This is how fast paced the tournament is and the Chinese meta for this particular game. We are witnessing everyone going to level 8 except Arms. The reason Arms is not going is because he doesn't have the economy or the gold to go up there. This is our friend Mr. Small, who is already flying with his top row of 100. Right now he has the Treant Protector and the Furion has 3 stars. He also have the 6 elves plus a Beastmaster. And for those that knows me, I love Beastmaster. He's one of my top 2-star unit, 2 cost unit as well. So Beastmaster is incredibly strong by adding additional damage, pretty tanky orc, and also his low cooldown for his axes. Arms did get defeated. That's something I was concerned for him. Right now, knowing that Arms get defeated, the next 3 player in trouble will be Lilith, FTW, and our friend Chessfan, who is the top 3 player in the world. This is Chessfan, by the way. We finally get a chance to look at his units. He is currently going for Elemental, Assassins, and Elves. The downside for him is Assassins is actually punished heavily by the Trolls, punished heavily by the Goblins and Elves. Elves can evade, the Trolls can actually burst on the Assassins before he can, and lastly the Goblins, he just tickles them when he faces them. Let's see if that's the case. This is Chessfan versus the Mr. Bear. Ooh, interesting. The Assassin burst down the backline and the Troll is fully distracted. Maybe I was wrong about the Knights being countering the Assassins, because what happens here is maybe one of the reasons is the Knight player did not adjust for Assassins. Because usually how you want to adjust for Assassins is you want to have your tanking units not at the backline, but rather on the 2nd row or the 3rd row, and have a few tank units, Knights in the backline to counter Assassins. I think because of positioning, he lost big time over there. Oh, we have a Gods Mage. I fully forgot Lilith is a Gods Mage, and I'm really rooting for Lilith if he can make it. The downside for Lilith is finding the 3-star Razor is great, but he actually needs a 2-star Medusa and a 2-star Disruptor by the looks of it. He does have a Disruptor though. That's interesting. What is he missing? He's missing some solid frontline, but he does have 2 Mars. The downside is the Assassins might take him in the backline without a 2-star Medusa, and without a 2-star Necromancer or 1-star Necromancer, he can't sustain his lineup. Looking over here, round 26, he's going to level 9. By going to look at level 9, we have 2 players going at level 9 round 26. The top player is Mr. Small with the top rolling elf. The second player is Mr. Duckies with the top rolling techies. So it seems like in this particular game, whoever top rolled a few units is actually the upper hand. In most games it's more decisions, but this game is a few top rolls. We can see double disruptors with the Gods Mage, and the incredible Gods Mage is really pushing through. But on the other side, the Troll did take out the Razor. If he didn't take the Razor, things would be different. But Lilith did die to the same player that's facing him right now. Lilith died to Mr. Bear in the same composition. I think a different RNG happened. Maybe an instant hacks. Maybe the cloud isn't cast quick enough. So unfortunately, our Gods Mage is the 6th players to be eliminated. Now, we do see multiple assassins in one game. We know there's a Goblin Assassin right now. This is our friend Goblin Assassins who top row the techies. There is the Assassin that's currently in the 3rd place. This is the Chess Fan, or number 3 player. He is an Elf Elemental Assassin. Lastly, we have FTW being the 3rd Assassin. When there's 3 or 2 assassins in the game, you find that those assassins will never get to 1st position unless it's a dominating assassin. Having only 6 assassins in the pool, and if you get denied by other players, not because they want to counter you, but rather they are picking the same build, it's going to be terrible for you. Our friend FTW found a really difficult matchup for him as in terms of the goblins, and you saw how big the damage techies did, and because of that, he may actually do it. This is going to be interesting. This is a goblin buff versus evasion. Evasion actually prevailed. I'm actually very interested. And also, Mr. Duckies did lose to the win streak leader, Mr. Small. We're going to be looking at his view of preference. Let's see what he's selecting and how is he picking those units. What is he looking for? He's looking for techies. By losing last round, I think he's less comfortable. It's likely he wants to be top 2 at least. And taking back this Templar means he's removing the assassins. Maybe he takes back the Queen of Pain. Oh no, he decided to keep the Gyro and keep the double Queen. So he favored the burst damage with Queens instead of the assassin critical damage. Thank you so much, Scofield, for the subscribe, my friend. Thank you so much for your support. So it's more that 6 assassins is so much better than assassins. Yes, currently, my friend, there are only 6 assassins in the game, having Ricky, Slark, and Sand King removed on assassins. I'm a little scared when they bring them back in. It's going to start as a wave of assassins. Oh, our 3rd assassin did get defeated. Now there's only 2 assassins left. And because of that, it's likely we'll be seeing those 2 assassins fighting out as well. Right now, we can see the Goblin player did find his Doom, and by finding his Doom, he has greater counter potential against players who have a great ultimate. Having the 3rd assassin been defeated, there are 4 players left. This is the top 4 position for the players. Most of the time in normal games, by coming top 4 in a game, if you match the ranking with the players, it's actually you'll be gaining ranks. But in this tournament, you gain 1 point for each of the finishing positions. The last position will gain 0 points, while the first position will get 8 points. So each player wants to push a little further and as high as they can. This is Chess Fan. He just got defeated by the elves, and the Chess Fan did get defeated by the win streak leader actually, having 6 elves and having the elf assassins and hunters by the looks of it. Let's see, he doesn't have the assassins actually else round. He's got the 6 elves and elf hunters. So, Alfred Prey said, I'm saying that the assassin player is winning because Goblin Assassin is not great. I thought that was too late. I see. So, the Goblin Assassin is actually quite unique because I feel assassins do fall off in the late stage of the game simply because players can adjust in terms of positioning and your assassins don't have a great front line. And because of that, they do fall off. This is a very interesting positioning for our assassin player. Notice that in order to tank evenly, he actually had an assassin there to tank the lizards. And because of that, he was actually managed to kill all the lizards. Sometimes most of the assassin players, when they play assassins, they have a hard time against lizards. I think that particular formation is very interesting for us to test out as well. Let's look at the levelings. This is the last level spikes from our top 4 players, simply because the top player is likely going to be Mr. Small, who top rolled the Lone Druid, followed by any of those 3 players. Chess Fan can still make it if anyone loses massively, but in reality, I think Mr. Ducky, which is the Goblin player right now, and Mr. Bear. So, funny enough, the players will actually give nickname to actually made a little higher than expected, simply because they had a unique build. We focus on them because each of them had a unique build. That loser, can she do it? She is fully countered by the anti-mage there. If she screamed, everything would be so different. Now that she didn't scream, I think 2 players in double jeopardy. Chess Fan here did find the matchup of goblins that counters assassins, I feel. And also, if we remember earlier, Mr. Ducky found the enemy top Mr. Ducky found the leader, which had anti-mage 3-star and burned his Medusa. Both players in double jeopardy right now. It's just whoever can survive the longest. The little video is a little lagging over here, but it should be skipping forward right now. You can see this is Mr. Ducky with his goblin lineup. He lost massively, and at the same time Chessfan also died. So Chessfan actually died, I think, a split second earlier than Mr. Ducky. So unfortunately, our top player, number 3 player in the world, Chessfan, came fourth in this tournament, which by far is not a bad standing. This is the first game. Let's see how he does on the second game as well. Now, Mr. Bear is pretty happy. He said, WTF, I think that's a little celebration, because they're saying like he got really lucky because simply the other 2 players just lost instantly, and now all he has to do is pretty much accept his second place. By coming second, he will earn 7 points in this particular group stage, and I think the top 2 player in the group stage will advance to the playoffs and into the finals. Yes, we can see how strong the elves are. I think having a dominating player like over here with Mr. Small, it is a bit of the Russian roulette. I'm going to pause the game right here. And to summarize, we do remember that Mr. Small top-rolled the Lom Druid, who is our winner. Mr. Bear was the player that top-rolled the Troll. Mr. Ducky was the player that top-rolled the Techies. While Chessfan is the player that won against 3 assassins, including himself. There are 3 assassins. So the top 3 players actually had decent rolls because they picked a lineup that did not collide with other players. Keep that in mind. Although they did top roll, I think there's another player that went for Knight as well, which is Arms, but he didn't go for Troll Knights. I think he tried but couldn't find the Troll. So each of the players who picked a lineup that's in a niche market have a high chance of picking and top rolling their units compared to other players. And although Chessfan did come the 4th position, he was the stronger assassin out of the 3 assassins. So overall, this is a very interesting game in terms of the power of an elf player, which we don't usually see elves that frequently in the games. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this first game of the Group D tournament. There will be 3 more games to come for the Group D stage. They will be moving off to the playoffs. We're still very interested to see our green hair player, how he performs in the playoffs, because he will definitely have made it to the playoffs. Thank you so much for watching this video. To support me further, please like, subscribe, and comment in the YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the YouTube video. And to support me on Twitch, please follow and please use your Twitch Primes here. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'll see you guys on YouTube next time.